So after a long break, we're back. We have a lot of really cool stuff coming up, some exotic locations, eccentric collectors, and of course, some amazing cars. Today's episode took a really long time to put together. Personally, it's one of my favorite cars, and I hope you enjoy it.
The great thing about Bond is it's timeless and nationalityless. James Bond could be German, French, well maybe not French, Italian, Japanese. So no, I actually think his Britishness is an interesting part, but not the fundamental. I am one of those people who believes that collectibles are a very good store of wealth. I've always wanted an Aston Martin. Been desperate to buy a DB, either a 4, a 5 or a 6. I can't really remember precisely what it was, but the one thing that I do remember was just the wow factor of that car. Goldfinger, Aston Martin DB5 with gadgets, the fun, the excitement, absolutely gobsmacked, absolutely loved it.
So this is a DB6, which is not entirely accurate to the DB5 that was used in Goldfinger. You'll find the slight differences are in the front and the back. The overall shape of the car is pretty much identical. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece of machinery. I mean, every detail, every gauge in front of me is a work of art. This is what began the entire intimate relationship between Bond and his car. And I'm absolutely in love with it.
This is some of the bits and pieces that I own, a variety of screen use props, replicas of props. If it has a meaning to me, I tend to try and collect it. I found myself with some cash that my wife felt was mine, and a friend of mine spotted a 6 that was in desperate need of a lot of TLC. I didn't really fancy a work in progress, and it looked a little bit like a doleful animal when it looks up at you and opens its eyes. Yeah, simple as that. No idea why I bought it. It seemed like a really silly idea at the time, and I've never looked back since.
Oh, this car is so nice. It sounds just... I mean, I always appreciated the sounds of classic American cars. This is different. It's a different sound. The carbs on this car are distinctly European, and it gives you a distinctly European sound. The closest you'll probably get is an Alfa Romeo from the 60s. But even then, it's not the same. It's not a Bond car. This is a Bond car. I am James Bond right now, in Goldfinger, in the Swiss Alps. Things about Paul's mission here with this Aston, he wanted to put gadgets in it, but his absolute rule was not to drill a single hole in the car. And he's managed to put every gadget that Bond had in Goldfinger into this car while only drilling one hole in the car.
I don't really see them as being gadgets. It's more sort of accoutrements. I mean, the idea is to make the car as close as possible to the Goldfinger DB5. I came across a guy who had done exactly the same thing with his 7 Series. And one day we were in the garage looking at the DB6, and he said, you know, what we should really do is we should try and do some work on the 6, turn it into the Goldfinger car. Now Brian did the great majority of the work on the car, and this is the mastermind behind the great majority of the gadgets. The guy's a genius. I mean, he would certainly consider himself as a bit of a Q. So we got together and planned the project and set a budget, and the plan didn't work and the budget was toast. But each month or two we'd have another gadget or accessory accoutrement on the car, starting with the machine guns. It's not really completed, but we've got to an important phase where we finally added an ejector seat.
From Aston through Paul's ownership is a work of art. From A to Z, a perfect car.
What I really want to do with the car is more of what we've been doing. Lots of charity work, a few charity galas. So we've done one event down at LA Children's Hospital where the kids can come out and play with the car. But you'd be surprised how many 50 and 60-year-old kids are out there. Kids of all ages should enjoy cars. You can't drive a car when you're 5 or 6. So the best way, anyway, to enjoy a car is get in there and turn the steering wheel and press the buttons. When I was 9, I saw that car. I wanted to buy one of those cars. I wanted to own one of those cars when I was older. And that's been an ambition, and to be able to get close, for me, that's an ambition that's fulfilled.
So if you wanted to buy yourself a DB6 today, it's going to cost you about $250,000. That's a long number. And if I'm talking to someone who actually can buy one of these, go right now, go find one.